So this will get evaded. What? What did I just see? Did we just shoot someone through an evade buff and kill them? What's up, guys? Welcome to day 11 of 12 Days of YouTube. Today we are back with the hotly demanded Ultimus 6 Hard Lane Raid Guide Part 2. So I was reading the comments on the previous video because I was trying to figure out the smartest way to go about doing this, and it seems that most people, much to my surprise, want to see how to do this with Fury Shield. I guess his event has been around enough times and tons of people are bringing up their Fury Shield teams at this point. But so, given that that looks like it would help the most people, obviously that's easiest for me to do because I already have a nice healthy Fury Shield team, so I can show you guys how to do these nodes. And then I'm going to go ahead and split this into 3 parts. So obviously when you do this normally, you don't do all 13 nodes. I'm sure you share some of the responsibility with someone else in the lane. But since I don't know which of these nodes you would and wouldn't do, I'm just going to do them all. So part 1 we did 5 nodes, part 2 we'll do 5 more nodes, and then part 3 we'll do the final 3 nodes, which I think is going to be just fine because those nodes are pretty tough and can use more explanation anyway. That said, once we're done with this entire lane, I will let you guys vote in the comments at the end if you'd rather see me revisit the same lane with a Defenders team or an Avengers team, or if you'd rather see me do other lanes first and then go back and show the same lanes with different comps. But either way, that's the plan. So one other thing that I wanted to mention before we get started, a very useful resource for people who take their raiding pretty seriously and want to try to figure out what they're up against, msf.gg. Definitely worth a mention. So if you, I assume most people know msf.gg, but if you don't, msf.gg is this website right here. They're a companion site for Marvel Strike Force. I use these guys every single time I make a tier list. Basically, I live by this site. And so as you can see, if you go to raid up at the top, go to Ultimus 6 over here, and then you can click any node, you'll get all kinds of information. For example, who's in the first wave, who's in the second wave, what triggers the next wave to drop down. Does anyone have any speed cheats? So you can see here, like Deadpool will drop down with a quarter turn meter already. You can see who they're programmed to target. So you can see, Wolverine is going after support. Iron Man's going after controllers. You can see stuff like this. So for example, on this node, Wolverine has his ult ready on turn 1, so you can just see all of that information before you even go in, and it really makes it much easier to plan how you want to take down the nodes. So again, that website, msf.gg, I'll drop a link for them in the video description below, but yeah, super useful for this kind of stuff. But I think we've gone on long enough. Let's get into it. So we'll jump in right where we left off, and the next node that we're up against is dad jokes. And so all these nodes have a theme. They got rid of the descriptions of the nodes, but I think msf.gg actually still has them. So let's see, this one, yeah, so it's just a dad joke. But I think the joke here is that they're all fathers. All these characters are dads in some capacity. But anyway, whatever it is. Oh, I just used a throwaway team so I could be right where I left off. So here we go. We are going to jump in with Fury Shield. Now, I think I said this in the last video, but if I didn't, I always prefer to use the variant of the Fury Shield team that has the most healing. And a lot of people are like, what, but if you get rid of Trooper, you have no damage. It's not really about damage, it's about survival. If no one can kill you, you'll eventually win. And I'm not too worried about timing out, but even if you time out, it's easier to recoup the energy, by just waiting 10 energy. Like, the Ultimus raids give you plenty of time anyway, so it's better to stay high health and have all your cooldowns and stuff and just finish the match. But anyway, I quite like this setup. You want to have that dispel from Operative, especially on stages like this where you can like steal Death Proof from Luke Cage and distribute it to the entire team. So yeah, I leave Trooper off for raid. But alright, so getting right into it. Already glad I brought Operative because you dispel the Drax taunt. So obviously the person who's going to do the most damage here to us right away is probably Punisher. So I like to just take him out. Obviously whenever you get a chance to summon, go ahead and summon. I actually like to save this AoE for after Luke Cage gives everyone defense up because it has a 50% chance to remove positive buffs from the enemy. So, interesting decision I can make here. I can actually go ahead and one-shot someone because I have the offense up on security, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. And then we should be able to go ahead and take him out because we were able to rewind turn meter. Alright, that's just perfect. And so I also like to keep an eye up top here. It says 6 out of 8 enemies remaining, so obviously you want to be mindful of who's going to be dropping down and when. So, there we go. There's the drop down. Definitely want to make sure that he is offense down. I will go ahead and use the cooldowns on the summons because, well, they're not coming with us into the next stage. So, I'm going to go ahead and use this special here and make sure everyone's protected, but with the exception of Wolverine and Cable, who are it's not too severe, most of their big damage threats are gone, so already at this point I want to start recouping my cooldowns. So, go ahead and dispel that taunt. Perfect. Do want to see if we can poach that death proof. Okay, perfect. And then go ahead and focus out Cable before he ults someone. Perfect. Then we want to get rid of the other damage threat, which is Wolverine. And let's see, no one has an assist. Alright, so Luke Cage is about to taunt. Oh, perfect. Alright. So we'll go ahead and remove that. Remove that. But yeah, at this point, just saving cooldowns. Want to make sure that we go into the next stage full health, full cooldown, so let's see where everyone's at. Alright, so Fury actually is going to be 1 turn delayed on his cooldowns. We were actually too efficient about clearing the enemies out, so I started holding onto my abilities a little bit late, but it shouldn't be a problem. The next stage is not too tough. Oh, it's a live pool. Interesting, okay. So I actually do much prefer to go into a live pool with all my cooldowns up, but guess we'll play it by ear. So, obviously the idea behind a live pool is people like to come back to life. Scientist Supreme's passive can keep bringing people back to life. They've got healers, they've got Strange who revives people, they've got Hand Sentry who keeps giving people stealth and evade, so it's just all about saving people. But if you're running the Fury Shield team here, the team, or the specific character that you have to take out right away is Doctor Strange, because if he flips your speed ups into slows, then you end up at a serious disadvantage. So I like to go ahead and summon at that point, but as long as we can actually take Strange out, we'll be just fine. So don't be afraid to use an assault special or a security special to make sure that Strange goes down. Alright, so because they have a Deadpool, want to make sure that no one is vulnerable to die to the Deadpool special. So I'll have Operative go ahead and hide herself there. And so while normally I would prefer to summon, I want to make sure that the defense ups are up for whoever gets picked. Let's see, who would he jump on? I guess he would jump on Nick, so let's go ahead and make sure that Nick has the defense up. Go ahead and drop this AoE. Even though it's going to miss most people, it will just go ahead and get rid of all those evades, which is nice. We've got this special, and I guess we can go ahead and use it. Want to open them up, so glad we used the Nick Fury special. Make sure we have that defense up there. And go ahead and down him. So do want to drop an offense down on Wolverine. I think Wolverine's next turn is his big ult, and I don't want anyone getting wrecked. Alright. Do want to make sure we're able to take Rocket down before a Rocket ultimate. That would certainly be bad. That wasn't good. We didn't get any turn meter removal, so we did end up eating the Rocket ult. So the good news is it's an easy recovery, but yeah, you do want to focus Rocket out. But again, I was a little bit off rhythm here because I wasn't able to get my cooldowns back. I was too efficient on the previous stage. Okay. Since she has the defense up, go ahead and focus out Korath. take that. Alright. Alright. Go ahead and hit Deadpool. You want to make sure not to drop Wolverine below 50%, because then he will gain offense up when he uses his ultimate. So if you're going to drop him below 50%, make sure that you're ready to take him out completely. So, while I'd love to use this special and it would top everyone off, I would actually prefer to start saving the cooldowns here. So, Wolverine is the priority. Obviously want to make sure Strange is not around to hit us with the winds, but just want to continue to focus out Wolverine, and then all their big damage threats will be gone, all while saving cooldowns. Alright, so Nick Fury has all his cooldowns. The one cooldown that I never mind using is Operative, because it's it comes back in one turn. So hopefully between Operative Special and Medic Passive, we can get enough of the healing that we need. So if we can get a Medic Passive to save Assault, we're good. Perfect. Alright, so we're in great shape. And then even Operative will have her cooldowns back, so that's one of the big things when using this team, is just making sure that your cooldowns are in the right spot going into the next stage. So I have everyone with their cooldowns up, and there's another tip that I've been meaning to just kind of stick in here when it becomes relevant. I used it earlier, but I was in the middle of saying something else. But one of the big things is you want to keep an eye on who gets an assist, because unlike other characters in the game, this is true of some of them, but not all, but all of the Fury Shield team do benefit from their on-hit effects for their counters and assists. So again, that's not true of everyone. For example, when Captain America uses a counter or assist, he's not going to gain defense up. But everyone on Fury Shield will do all of the same things on a counter or assist that they would do with a basic. So you might be using security, for example, to land a basic, but if Operative has an assist, you're effectively commanding a dispel with that basic, because you can see that Operative is about to use the basic, and or is about to use the assist, but again, it has the same function. So you want to keep an eye on who's assisting, and I'll show you the team up attack symbol if you're not familiar with it, so you know who's assisting. Alright, so no one got it this time, so we'll go ahead and dispel Drax. I much prefer to take out Black Widow here. I don't like that the taunt gets put on Fury, but it's not a big deal. He goes before everyone. Alright, so here, this is the team up attack right here. You can see, alright, so they called it Assist Now. So that buff, Assist Now, when you see that, that means that person's going to assist. So if I target someone else, even though it's Assault's turn, someone's getting offense down by Medic's basic. So, I think I have enough damage to go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and offense down Winter Soldier, even though it was Assault's turn. And then we'll go ahead and use the security special, take out Black Widow. And now when Winter Soldier uses his big punch, it is, for those of you that didn't know, Winter Soldier's big punch and Iron Fist's big punch are both unblockable. So, he is going to target my tank no matter what. And so basically I saved my tank from taking a chunk of damage. This guy is about to get a turn, and I don't think the basic will finish him off, so we'll go ahead and use the special just to get him out of here. Even though we were already going to be fine, let's go ahead and spread all these buffs to everyone. Now everyone has counter. So actually the main threat that I see here is I don't want Drax taunting, so I want to try to rewind Drax's turn meter. So he did go after a security. Fortunately, he went after a summon security. No one has an assist, so there's no possible way to rewind turn meter with that. Assault has an assist here, but that can't rewind turn meter. Alright, Electro went after the other summon, perfect. So this can rewind turn meter, so hopefully we get lucky here. Nice, perfect, so we've again delayed the Drax taunt, which actually gives us more time to kill some of the others. Drax is really slow, So anytime you can rewind a really slow character's turn meter, you get a lot of value out of it. So now I've been able to take Drax out, and he never even used his special ability, which would have made him much tougher to kill. Want to make sure to keep an offense down on Wolverine so that his ult isn't a threat. But I don't think he's getting another turn, so it doesn't matter. And again, at this point, just saving cooldowns. So go ahead and use that basic. Go ahead and use the slow. Now we can focus this character. And yeah, so medic passive has healed everyone up. You can see we have another assist. So that was a double turn meter rewind. And yeah, everyone should be full health, full cooldowns. So that went off of that hit. So we've made a full recovery from the slight loss of rhythm early on. And so we're going into leg day. And so this stage is tricksy, but there's an easy way to remember what you are getting yourself into with leg day. So leg day is one of the stages where characters are able to use abilities that they should not have normally. And so what it is, the reason they call it leg day, is all the characters use their jumping ability. So Hulk will use his big leaping smash. Iron Man technically flies, but he goes up in the air, so we'll say he jumps up in the air and fires his rockets. Wolverine jumps onto someone with his ult. Elektra uses her big jumping ult. JJ uses her big jumping ult. Deadpool uses his big jumping special. So they've called it leg day because they've set up a bunch of characters that are going to jump on people. So that's an easy way to remember who's going to do what, even though it's a weird combat pattern. It's not like you have to just remember some crazy distribution of who has which abilities available. Just, that's what you're in for. Everyone's going to jump on turn one. So I actually think that the three big threats of the jumping abilities are Deadpool's, Elektra's, and Wolverine's, and they're all single target. So I'm going to go ahead and try to slow down Deadpool here. However, as much as I'd like to rewind his turn meter, we do have the opportunity to guaranteed offense down someone, so I think I'm going to go ahead and guaranteed offense down Elektra. And then, so if I go ahead and use the defense ups right now, it wouldn't cover security or assault. So what I'm going to do instead is give them other targets to focus, and then I'm going to use that ability to heal up whatever damage they take, because they're gonna get hit pretty hard here. So there are no assists or anything, so I'll just go ahead and drop this AoE, and should be able to kill Deadpool here. We do have an assist from Fury to finish the job. Okay, perfect. There's that opening AoE. Because summons died, it prompted that. Okay. Perfect. And we offense down her, so that didn't do much. Now we have this ability to go ahead and heal everyone up and make a full recovery. Now the actual challenge is getting the cooldowns back. So I actually want to stall the fight a little bit and not do as much damage. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that heal over to Medic. We'll go ahead and offense down Hulk so that his big leap doesn't actually do too much. Go ahead and fire this over here. Go ahead and smash him. Alright, good. So the offense down there made that pretty bearable. Lots of counters going out to him. Alright, so yeah, the goal here again is just to try to get cooldowns back. Okay. I don't know what Wolverine's going to do. I don't remember, but we'll offense down him, and that way, whatever it is, it's not so bad. Alright, so he will need one more turn before his special is ready. Fury now just got all his cooldowns back. That revive actually worked in our favor because it allows us to get more cooldowns. Medic's cooldowns are ready. Okay, perfect. Oh man, if security just got one more turn, but that's alright. So security needs one more turn on the special. Everyone else got all their cooldowns back and their full health, which is again where you want to be. So we are going into the fifth and final node of this part 2 of the raid guide, and again I will go ahead and do tag, energize, and enter Ultimus for you guys in the part 3. But let's go ahead and do this final node, which is Razor's Edge. Alright, so just real quick, I'm editing in a different run of that final node because there was some really strange shenanigans in the run that I recorded that was part of what you've been watching. Here's a little bit of what it looked like. Alright, that's going to get him countered. Oh, or not. So this will get meta countered, but that's okay. Oh, or not. Oh, she counters after the revive. Okay, so that's how that works. So this will get evaded. What?
Yeah.
What did I just see? Did we just shoot someone through an evade buff and kill them? I mean, you could see where it was going, right? We were going to be fine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty confused about what just happened. I think evades don't work properly on someone who's revived or something. I don't actually understand what just happened. Even though it says that they've taken some damage, not really. Again, the name of the game is survival. You definitely sometimes need to do some focus bursting if people have really big abilities coming up, but for the most part, you just want to survive. Alright, go ahead and break the Drax taunt. So, right away, you have to make it a priority to kill Fury. Fury will be quite the pain here. So, immediately going to try to take down Fury. Also, going to go ahead and defense everyone up. It's most valuable in the early portion of the stage. And so this will allow us to kill Fury, and that's why you want to go in with all of your cooldowns available. With Fury taken out, easily the next biggest threat is now Deadpool. However, Vision is also a threat. So Deadpool is a slightly more immediate threat, but I would like to see if I can remove this defense up. Alright, excellent. Alright, and now I want to continue to focus Deadpool. Alright, Drax is taunted. Alright, we're pretty good here. Alright, we unfortunately only removed a counter stack. Alright. Now there's two taunts going on. Fortunately, we got those two low enough that this should definitely take out Deadpool, and it has a chance to take out Vision. Alright, so not quite on Vision. Alright, I would love to break that taunt, but again, I just don't want to even leave the opportunity for someone to die. Whenever it can be avoided, go ahead and drop that operative heal. I would say, yeah, it's the right call to go ahead and use this medic heal. Even though it would be primarily benefiting security, we should have enough time or close to it to get cooldowns back, and it just keeps everyone topped off. So, even though I could get away with using these abilities here, I no longer need to. So we're just going to rebuild cooldowns and make sure that we have them going into the next node. Alright, let's yeah, stay the course. Still haven't quite dispelled that taunt, but that's okay. If we have to punch all the way through him, we will. Unfortunate dodge there. The ability blocks don't much matter though, because we're just using basics here. Alright, so it's really only medic that I am worried about here. That takes care of Nebula, so I will go ahead and use this, because again, this is just a really short cooldown, and if I don't have this available right on turn 1, it's not really an issue, but it makes a tremendous amount of difference in terms of the health of my medic there. Alright, Fury is full. And I think that's a wrap, so I think we're going to be going into the next stage with security and operative slightly below full. There was a chance for the medic passive to trigger and heal one of them, but it didn't happen that time. But anyway, that wraps up the part 2 guide. So in the comments, let me know, once I do part 3, would you rather see me redo this same lane with a different team, or would you rather see me use the same teams in a different lane? Either way, when I finish one, I'll go back and do the other. So it's, would you rather see the other lanes first, or would you rather see other teams in this lane first? But either way, once I do the other lanes or do the other teams, then I would just swap and do the other one. So it's just a matter of which one you guys would like to see first. So let me know that in the comments below. There will be a power core giveaway on this video, of course. So go ahead and, yeah, just basically respond to my, my impromptu survey, and that'll enter you to win the power cores. And I'm trying to remember if I'm forgetting anything. Oh, just general schedule stuff going forward. So obviously there's only 1 day left of the 12 days of YouTube, but the 12 days of YouTube, the universe made it very clear that I was not supposed to do 12 days of YouTube. It was a very simple premise: new YouTube video every day for 12 days straight, and obviously that didn't happen. First, I got a stomach bug that incapacitated me for a couple days. Then when I recovered, I made it a few more days, and then there were power outages in my area. I'm not making this up. Someone... one of the PG&E workers got sent to the hospital when a transformer exploded and a car and a tree caught on fire. So there was a power outage it lasted all one night and the following morning, so obviously I couldn't turn my PCs on. So anyway, the universe has made it very clear I'm not supposed to make it 12 days straight, but I do have a bunch of other videos still planned that I wanted to incorporate in these 12 days. So even after the 12th day, I'm still going to be releasing a bunch of videos pretty much immediately after. I've got a bunch of them planned. I definitely want to release some kind of video commemorating the fact that we hit 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which is fucking amazing. I had zero expectations when I started this channel, and we have well exceeded what I could possibly thought it was going to accomplish. So we're definitely going to do something special for that. Haven't figured out what. Obviously there's going to be some giveaways and stuff involved. Then I promised my Twitch viewers that I would make a shitpost video. That's, you know, not serious game strategy, so there's going to be at least one video of some goofing off. And I do already have the plans for that one. I do want to do a video on all the different finisher animations in the game, just because I think that'd be a cool and fun video to make. And I think off the top of my head, that's all the videos that I have immediately planned, and obviously the part 3 of the raid guide. Yeah, as always, I'm also open to any suggestions as well, so obviously also leave in the comments if there's any particular video that you do want me to make. I do my best to try to read all the comments, and I try to give a thumbs up if I've read the comment, so if your comment has at least 1 thumb up, there's a good chance that means I read it. It's possible someone else gave you a thumb up, but anyway, that's, you know, I don't quite have the time anymore to respond to every single person, but that's what I do. But anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you guys so much for checking it out, and I will see you guys with day 12 real soon. Peace!